Hi, this is Jen from Behind the Scenes Tarot, and this is my last video in the series of the Letting It Go. So this message is timeless. So anytime you find yourself going through a transition, like I personally am at the moment, this message is for you. So what I wanted to do was ask Spirit their advice on forgiveness, whether it's forgiveness of others, or if it's forgiveness of yourself, or if it's forgiveness of your circumstances, whatever it is that we're on that endless loop of things that we constantly talk about over and over again. I'm a big advocate of identifying patterns. So if you find yourself going out with friends or family and you have the same 4 or 5 things on your talk track, you just keep repeating over and over and over again, and you find that those things are kind of limiting or negative, or just don't really show yourself in your powerful new position moving forward in life, think about where you might be holding on to that vibration and where you kind of need to come to a resolution with it. How can you forgive it? How can you release it? And how can you move on? I had this dream one time when I was in my 20s. I was walking up this mountain and people were walking down as I was descending up, and they took me off to the side and gave me a binder, like a workbook, some old-fashioned galoshes with these metal clamps on it. But each metal clamp had a meaning. And it said, I will learn to love. I will learn to forgive. And there were a couple of others. Like it was crazy, this prophetic dream. And so I've always kind of felt very close to my heart of learning how to love, learning how to forgive. Like these were life lessons for myself and probably for all of humanity, right? It's not a bad thing to forgive, especially when we're no longer in danger. We're no longer, having to deal with that sadness or that heartbreak in our heart. I also attended a weekend seminar called Radical Self-Forgiveness. It's actually a book. So if you want to do the work on your own, I would highly encourage you to pick up that book. It was absolutely incredible. It was a 3-day seminar in the North Georgia mountains, and it was just really beautiful and very loving and very cathartic, if that's the right word. So what I want to do is ask Spirit their advice on what we can do for forgiveness. So Spirit, if you can show us your advice on forgiveness. Tell me energy on your advice on how to forgive ourselves and others along this journey. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, don't you just love advice from Spirit? It sometimes comes out as very practical advice that we can just give each other. But, in the past position, this is a manifestation card. This is you manifesting healing. Temperance is healing. Some major arcana energy here. So it is actually kind of a big topic, right? But it's you having to manifest that opportunity to move forth towards healing. And the Page of Cups is sort of like an offering, like a young offering, like the beginnings of an offering to lovers. It doesn't have to be romantic, but this is you sending your healing energy, your cup of peace over towards whether it's yourself on the other side of here, or if it's another person. And you don't have to literally give them your, forgiveness out loud. They may no longer be in your life. They may no longer even be here on the earth plane, but it's just an offering, a healing offering to those individuals or those circumstances or those companies or those, places or whatever it happens to be that you're holding in your heart, to go through that healing exercise and give that healing an offering to that which you have that sort of conflict with, to get back into the situation where there's no longer conflict, there's no harmony between you and that other entity, even if it's yourself. In the future position, we have a nobleman holding the world in the palm of his hands, meaning I now get to set course on a whole new direction, and I'm going to move powerfully. 8 of Cups in that new direction. Page of Swords, so I can have a new dialogue. This is watching your words. This is watching what you say and what you create, because you're ultimately creating it here. You're sending healing energy to that entity that, you were in former conflict with. And look, this isn't the conflict card. You've successfully healed this. And it's a letting go. This is your ultimate release. This is the goal that spirit wants to make sure we ultimately get to. We walk away from that which no longer serves us. We get a new mission, a new purpose, a new just value in our heart. And we start speaking that truth. Forgive as if there's nothing left to forgive. Those are the most powerful words I've ever heard for this segment of release and letting it go, because it no longer harbors conflict. It just is neutral. That's the place you need to get to. And once you're neutral, you can move forward. But it takes the desire for you to create that in the first place, heal it, give that an offering, and come up with a new path and move in that direction. Top of the deck, Wheel of Fortune, starting over again. I mean, ultimately, that's what it's all about. Letting the past go. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles, a new truth, a new emotion. You might even be able to look fondly at your past and say, thank you for those lessons. Thank you for those experiences. I am more powerful now because of it. And I get to move on. I release, letting it go. What a perfect ending to our Letting It Go series. Oh, thank you so much for joining me. I'm also in my transition. The next time I start our next series, which is what happens to life on the other side of our transition, you'll see a new background, a new me. I don't know what it's going to be like, but it's going to be great. So stay tuned for the next series, part 2, that comes up. I'm Jen from Behind the Scenes Tarot. Have a great rest of your day. See you soon.